Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Yetee panel. Hello.
You made it.
Hi.
Congratulations. You survived. Well, you
Welcome.
haven't survived yet, but the trial is only beginning. Duffels, why don't you bring us in?
Hi there. I'm Yetee Duffels, also known as Catherine. I am a staff artist and an art coordinator working with the Yetee full time, and I love my job. To you.
Yeah, and I'm John Charles, or JC for short, if that's easy to remember. I'm the marketing manager at the Yetee, so I handle all the fun things that tell you that we have awesome new shirts and merchandise for sale. And I'm also Yetee's handler, so I'm the guy who goes to his trailer and lets him know when he's needed on screen or at our booth.
And thank God.
He is a real diva. Please don't tell him I said that. I don't want to get fired again. I can't. I got kids to feed.
So this panel, we're going to be covering how to get involved with the Yetee. That's primarily going to deal with things like our daily fees, but I'm going to go over a couple other things as well. So without further ado, who are we? What is the Yetee? You probably know the Yetee as a longtime GDQ sponsor. That's part of why we're here, and maker of cool t-shirts. Maybe you've seen some of our tees in the wild today, or maybe you've purchased one or two. I see a couple out in the audience. Thank you for supporting us. We're so happy to be a part of the community. You might also know about specifically our daily tees. These are cool artist-designed shirts that we have submitted and that we offer only for 24 hours on our website. But did you know that anyone can submit daily designs to the Yetee, and all artists retain full rights to their work?
Yes, that's true. That means that when you submit a tee to the Yetee, you can do whatever you want before, during, and after it's run on the Yetee. We just ask that you're kind of cool about it and wait till after it's done on the Yetee to do something else with it. But it's not one of those things where suddenly we're going to hold on to it, and next thing you know, you see it popping up on shirts at Hot Topic, and we never even talk to you, and we hold all the money. It's like, no. Sell it on your site, take it to conventions, remix it, redraw it, whatever. It's yours to keep in perpetuity.
Yeah. And to reiterate, no, really, anyone can submit daily designs to the Yetee, and all artists retain full rights to their work. Duffels, you might say, why did you do this slide twice, and with big air horns, no less? That seems a little bit like overkill. Well, you see, Yetee Duffels has been watching GDQ for almost a decade, and it took me 6 years before I realized that you could do this. And here I am. So don't be like me. Please know, for realsies, right now, at this very moment, you could submit a design just right now online.
That's right. You could submit a design. You could submit a design. And you can submit a design.
If you check under your chairs right now.
You'll find a form for submission or a pepperoni.
Or one pepperoni. So let's talk a little bit about what anyone means, and specifically what we're looking for at the Yetee. The biggest thing that we really like to bring to the table is that we appreciate artists of all skill levels and all style types. You'll notice all of these are real designs that we have printed on the Yetee. These are from all of our wonderful submissions. We like cute things. We like a little bit of scary things. We like funny things, clean lines, really rough, crunchy lines. I've taken a photo of a sock puppet in my office and put googly's eyes on it and just sort of drawn on top of that. And that got printed as a shirt. So that was really fun. The You Wouldn't Live, Laugh, Love, one of our artists, our art director, Mark, has a VHS setup where he literally is able to digitize his work.
Yeah, he literally takes a capture of a CRT screen and we screen print it. And I think I've seen a few. You know what? One of the GDQ shirts from 2020.
Oh, yeah. Yes?
I think it's 2022. One of those is exactly that thing. The one that looks like a VHS tape and it has little TV things on it. I've seen a couple people wearing it this weekend already. If you see that, seriously, look at that tee. It legit looks like you're looking right at a VHS on a CRT. I still don't know how he does it, and it impresses me every time.
Mark is magical. But all this to say, if you are wondering, gosh, I don't know if my style's the right fit, or I do 3D or multimedia or mixed media, if you haven't seen us print it, it's not because we can't or we don't want to. We just are waiting for you to submit it. We would love to see you guys put that forward. Also, just as a quick side note, you do not need to be US-based to submit. We have artists from all over the world, Brazil, Canada, the UK, all over Europe and Japan. Truly anyone, anywhere, and it's the same payout for all artists. We also offer a couple of freebies of your design once it gets printed, and we offer free shipping no matter where you live. We will take care of you.
Because when you're at Yetee, you're family.
Don't say that. However, one caveat, please know, we do not accept any kind of AI, anything. Same goes for any kind of traced or stolen work. We take the integrity of artists and art very seriously. That Robbie Rotten is literally me reacting to AI. I will scrunch up into a million pixels.
Let's hear it
Yeah.
for Robbie Rodden, folks.
So true. And also, if you are under 18, legally, you cannot work with us. That is not a Yetee thing. That is a law thing. One of those like laws I've heard so much about. We would love to have you someday if you are under 18. But please, like, just take your time, follow your artistic journey, draw some cool stuff, and get back to us later.
Yeah, literally every year that you're away from 18 is another year of practice you could put in to be just that good when your 18th birthday happens. And wouldn't that be the best birthday gift at all, to be awarded your first Yetee submission approval?
That's what I want for my birthday.
Me too. I can't wait till I'm 18.
All right, so I'm a cool adult. I want to make a t-shirt, so we can walk you through that process. This image on the right is literally the UI that you will see on our website when you make a submission. The process is very straightforward. It's as follows. One, you'll go to theyetee.com. You will make an account. You pretty much just need your name and email for that. We encourage, but don't technically require, but strongly, strongly encourage you to fill out your artist profile. This is so that we can pay you for your work, which I suspect you would also be very invested in. And we can tag you on all of your social media handles, please.
Yes, I am the guy who has to go through all that information. So when it's not there, if the first information's gone, I go to the second, then the third. And if there's nothing there, I gotta go with the top one. So I know it's very common for a lot of artists online, especially in this day and age. You might not want your legal name or your name out there front and center just because, you know, safety or liability, or just you're maintaining your own image. So if you're very concerned about that, please, please, please make sure the information is updated. And, you know, boo-boos happen, mistakes happen. That's why pins have erasers on them, or at least erasable pins. Just message us and let us know, and we get that stuff fixed, because it's more important that we get, like, your name correct, address how you want to, and that you feel nice and safe and properly credited when it comes to art. Me and Duffels are dead serious about this stuff. We are J. Jonah Jameson knocking on the desks at work about, like, we gotta get these names right, and we need more pictures of Spider-Man. Duffels, you can continue.
So after you fill out your artist profile, please, please, please fill out your artist profile. You'll upload a small, tiny baby transparent PNG. This is just maybe a 640 by 640 preview of your file. Ultimately, for all approved submissions, we will need a full resolution file. You'll see in the bottom right corner, there's kind of an image of our literal template for submissions. The final file size for this is something like 11.7 by 14.6. That's at either 300 or 600 DPI. We provide a template, just so you have like a rough idea. But the benefit of doing the tiny baby PNG is when you upload an image to that choose an image box, you can also preview your tee on every possible tee color. So if you're not sure what kind of background you want on your tee, or you're accidentally clicking on another one and you think, dang, actually this one kind of slaps, that's a great way to figure out where you want to go with your design. I have fallen into this trap many times, and I've done many colors I didn't think I would ever do, like my beloved slime green. Rest in peace, slime green. Maybe we'll bring that tee back.
We'll have to have a slime fest. Actually, we should have a slime fest. I'm gonna go back and pitch that.
Okay, write that down, write that down. One more thing I want to just mention, the number of colors thing up here. I almost forgot. This is very important. So the Yetee, one of the best things about it that I love so very, very much is that we operate with screen printing. What does that mean? So when you submit a digital file, we are actually like burning this into screens that are then put on top of garments, and one ink at a time by hand pressed as ink like into the shirts. It is a manual process. It is a labor of love. It is something that we're very proud to do with our company in Aurora, Illinois. But it also means that we have to be judicious with how many colors that we do. Every individual color means we have to make a brand new screen. It is one of a kind. It is just for that design. So for us, we maximize our colors at 4 inks. You will be working with things like halftones, or in the case of the digital art, things like gradients, layer transparencies, semi-opacities, to get a couple of bonus colors. Like you can mix like a half opaque red with a full opaque blue and get some cool purples and stuff. But at the end of the day, you are working with 4 inks. And when you submit, we just ask that you tell us how many inks we can expect to print. This does not affect your chances of getting printed, though we strongly encourage people, especially new artists, to think about less is more.
Yes.
You can do a lot with a little.
Yeah, we really won't stop you from doing something if you think it's cool and we think it's cool. But like Duffel said, especially if you're new or it's your first time or you're just kind of new to shirt designs in general, I would personally suggest sticking to 1 or 2 colors as a sweet spot. It's just a little bit easier to work with. It's easier to make fixes if we ask for like tiny adjustments. And as you get used to what designing a shirt for screen printing looks and feels like, you'll have a better idea of how to make those colors stretch. Because like I know for me, like I see my first couple shirt designs and I know everything I would do to make them print so much better every time.
Yeah, that is absolutely true for me as well. Okay, so what comes next? Uh, like our screen printing process, we also review all submissions by hand. There is no part of this that is automated. If you are sending a design to us, our team will look at it and will review it. You can be absolutely certain of this. Because of that, it takes anywhere from like a few days to a few weeks for us to go through every single submission as they come in. I want to say that the cadence is roughly once a week. We'll have like a full batch of approvals.
Just about a week, maybe every other week.
Yeah, especially like right now, most of us are at GDQ. We're on site, so we're maybe not reviewing the shirts. So that one might take like 2 weeks, for instance. Or if we have another large event, any other charity things going on, that's the kind of stuff that might delay us. But you will hear from us. That was always one of my least favorite things as an artist, is just kind of sitting in limbo. Or like even just getting any kind of gainful employment. Like, hey, it'd be cool if you could just let me know one way or another. That'd be rad.
Just remember, we're humans and we're artists just like you. We gotta review these shirts one at a time. We have very human discussions about what we like and don't like and how we can see them improve or what we're ready to send to print. So just be patient. We're not a t-shirt approving machine. We are just a bunch of small humans behind big computers. And yeah, we need the time to get it done, but we will get it done. We see everything.
I didn't catch that first part. How long does it take on average, like on average, if it's good?
Right. So Pepino in the audience just asked for the folks at home about how long an average it would take for us to review a tea and get it approved. Again, it's about a week, maybe a week, 2 weeks. It really depends on the time of year, of course. If we're not that busy, we really might just churn through them for fun because we have the time to kill. When it's a little bit busier, it might just happen at the end of a random meeting because we're all just in one room together and it's like, hey, we have 15 minutes between this meeting and the next. Let's sit down and review some teas. And that might mean clearing out the queue or just clearing out a few, or maybe a couple of us might just be up late one night and we'll say, let's just look at some right quick, just for funsy. So like, it can kind of be sporadic, and it's not a science, it is an art. So I really would love to say it takes about like a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 at the most hectic to hear back from us, unless there's like major notes from us. But you should, like, at the absolute worst, you probably will never wait more than a month, but that would be really, really rare. 1 to 2 weeks is about on average what I say you would expect to hear from us as far as like a clean approval or otherwise.
And just so you have an idea of what kind of comes next, whether your design is accepted or declined, you will receive an email from us with clear language saying yes or no, and next steps as well, but we'll go over those right quick just so everyone's aware. After your design is accepted, we'll have a Dropbox links for you to upload your full resolution design. This is that 300 DPI layered file that has like each ink on its own layer, so we make sure that the colors get printed to the screens. If it's your first time designing with us, I think we also request like a tax form, like if that's required.
Yeah, once your tea is approved, there's just some simple basic tax stuff. Our accounting department, they'll get you all the information really easy. If you ever had to fill a tax form for a job like this, it's nothing surprising. It's pretty standard stuff.
Yeah, it's typically like a one-pager kind of just like sign, like here's where I live, Mr. IRS. Then anytime from approval to the nebulous future, you'll get another email that says your design has been scheduled. This is the most exciting and like super fun part. It could be as soon as the very next day, or it could be maybe a few weeks out. Something that we like to take into consideration is like what would be a good design to pair with your design that has been approved. What time of year would make a lot of sense for your design, especially if you're designing seasonally. A winter scene maybe we would approve, but wouldn't put up in summer necessarily, just to give it the best chances that we can. And again, this is something that is done completely by hand. We are manually looking at these things and saying what makes sense and when does it make sense. After that, your design will go live. You'll get a code that you can use to buy your freebies with the free shipping. And then you get paid. We pay out everything through PayPal within 10 business days. And it's been pretty seamless, generally.
Yeah, I mean, that's always been one of the things I like telling my friends and my art communities about, like, submitting to the Yetee is that, like, that was the first thing that struck me about us as a company was we pay well and we pay very, very timely. So it's very nice for when, like, you know, you just need, like, a little bump to be like, oh, I need a little help paying for this computer, or, like, oh, it'd be cool to have some extra, like, vacation money. And a T has kind of, like, helped get me over that hump before, and then like it's a nice turnaround within like a couple of days of like it getting printed and sold, and I'm not just sitting there waiting for half a year to like see like that PayPal message come in, you know?
And there are no minimum payout thresholds. You are paid what you've earned. That's the end of it. And also, just one last quick note for any kind of design that gets declined. If your design is declined, first and foremost, that doesn't mean that your design was bad or that we didn't like it. There's a ton of reasons why a design might get declined, whether it's something that we are like currently licensing. That's something that happens surprisingly a lot. If we have licenses with something like Konami, with Capcom, with Mega Man, that kind of thing, we aren't allowed to do daily teas of that in any capacity, including parody. That's like not because we don't love what people submit. We just have to honor our contracts, basically, and be respectful of our clients. It could be something like a design we don't think would necessarily resonate with our audience. We love our audience. We love all the people we get to work with. We want to be just kind of conscientious about offering things that we think will strike a chord with the people that are buying from us and that like to get our 10,000 posts a day because we love our art and we want other people to love our art. It's not always the right fit for us, but we encourage people who get declines for that reason to continue to like draw, obviously, and to submit it to any and everywhere else that they can. We love art, and we want to support you.
Art, good.
Art, good. All right. To make things a little bit clear about specifically what are we looking for, I know that this is a really big question, and it can be kind of daunting to have a prompt of like, all right, you can submit anything, go bananas. Like, okay, cool, what does that mean? We are primarily looking for transformative teas. If you talk to us, any of us, about tea designing, you will hear this word come up in a sentence. Transformative to us means thoughtful and unique reinterpretations of your favorite characters and media, silly, goofy parodies, and original characters. All of these things are good. These 3 teas I pulled as examples. The one on the left, I particularly like. I think that it uses some really fun colors. It's very clear what character it's like paying an homage to, even though it's not like quote unquote on model. Like it doesn't look like, oh, we bought this at like this character's store. It's sort of reimagining what is this character's vibe? What's something about it that's relatable to me? What's something that I like about it? In this case, Ball is Life. Who can't relate to Ball is Life? The bottom one is one of mine. That's Fish fear me and I fear them. How do we break the cycle? When will we learn to love? That's straight parody.
That's going to be the subject of our panel next year.
Please come, we have to figure out how to make the fish love us. And the one on the right, Goodbye Cool World, that's by one of my favorite artists that we have on staff. That's Chris G, Paper Beat Scissors. That's complete OC in its purest, most perfect form. What we like to see in OCs is a clear narrative or like something, like, or a clear emotion, basically. Any OC can work, but on a t-shirt where you don't have a whole lot of time to kind of appreciate the art, especially in passing, you should ideally try to prioritize clear information. Like, you know all of your OC's lore. You love your OC. How can you convey your OC like in as little visual element as possible, or like with as concise maybe? Like, how can you like make the most of your design and your design space?
Oh yeah. Never forget, brevity is ... wit.
That's very good. As a rule of thumb, we are not looking for any designs that feel like official merchandise. There are a million stores that do that. There are official brands that do that. We want to uplift artists that can take their own fresh perspectives into the conversation. Like, we want to see what makes art cool to you and share that with other people. And a couple of ways to do that basically are, experiment with comedy, try and mash up different ideas or different styles, and experiment with completely new styles altogether. If it's a 2D character, try 3D. If it's a 3D character, try like paper cutout. Like, get kind of weird with it. Have fun. Oh my gosh. Duffels, that was a lot of information. That was a lot of talking, and I'm very tired. What if I have questions? Excellent news. You're not alone. We have a Discord. We have a very, very large and active Discord. It is my favorite place to be. We have everything from veteran designers who have been working with us for many, many years. We have our actual literal staff in there. Me and John Charles are both in the Discord. You can @ us anytime. And we have people who are like very brand new to the Yetee, and it's just exciting to see them be there. You are welcome to lurk. You are welcome to participate. Whatever is helpful to you as an artist, we want to try and make our resources as available as possible. But wait, there's more. In the Discord, we have all of the following in meme and non-meme form. Casual design jams. Like, we will have frequent Discord events where we will draw with you. Everyone from staff to like your fellow artists, or the like co-owner of the company, Glenn, frequently does a lot of the design jams with people, which is super exciting to see. We have dedicated channels for giving and receiving feedback, or just for sharing art that you've made that you're proud of, and you're like, I don't want to hear your notes, I just want you to give me good emojis. We can do that. And a whole boatload of design guides, resources, and FAQs. This includes every single one of our templates. We've put together all kinds of presentations. One of our new staff created, I think, a whole thing about strictly typography that is saved forever and ever on my desktop because text is really, really hard, and she's very, very good at it. And we're always looking for more suggestions for anything that we can do to answer questions in the community or just make it easier for people to submit.
Yeah. Ultimately, the Discord is meant as a place to be safe and fun for our community of artists to get your questions heard. And honestly, like sometimes you're feeling lost just between us and the artists who are there. Like, we help you find your way. It's been really cool seeing people kind of like take, silly sketches or pitches and eventually like just with help and feedback from that community and that Discord, it makes it all the way as a daily tea, and it's just always really cool to see every single freaking time.
Yeah. Also, we have deeply cursed images, such as Furby Pope.
Yes, there was a cursed channel on there. You definitely want to hang out in there.
That's where I live. Also, in our Discord, this is where we make all of our formal announcements for Yetee and Yetee-related things. That includes things like our design rallies. These are themed, basically like design events where we will suggest like, okay, we want to see only designs that are one color. We want to see designs that are just summer vibes. And the benefit of doing this is we up the payout slightly for artists that get in, and in general, it's just a good way to get a little more inspired if you're feeling stuck and to relate to your fellow artists, and you're all kind of working together and uplift each other. Like, okay, let's brainstorm. I like to do a lot of after-hours Discord events, just sort of drawing bad drawings and like talking about ideas that couldn't and shouldn't work, but we're gonna figure out how to make it happen. We also post all of our internal opportunities here to collaborate on non-T projects. One of my favorite things is I'm the art director for our monthly sticker subscription service, Sticker Moon. We want to uplift our community, so everyone in the Discord gets first right of refusal for like, hey, if you're interested in being a sticker artist for us, here's the form. We would love to have you. We've been dramatically increasing all of our Sticker Moon artists over the last like year and a half. We want to keep growing that number. We love working with everyone. And any other design opportunities that come up, like our profile pictures, I think, right now.
Oh yeah, we're big on like working with our artist community to make some cool new profile pictures for the Yetee, which we've been switching out just like seasonally and monthly and stuff. So that's been a lot of those seeds start in the Discord.
And cat photos. All right. I know that was a ton of information. We want to thank you very sincerely for sharing your time with us, especially at an event like GDQ, where there are countless amazing, wonderful, fun things happening all at the same time. We hope that we get to see you in the Discord, which is available at discord.gg/the-Yetiverse, all one word. And we encourage everyone to keep drawing what they love. We're ready for Q&A. If anyone has questions,
we will answer them. See, it was worth practicing that all night. We landed that Q&A prompt just perfectly.
We didn't get any sleep, but it was worth it. And if there's no questions, we can also release you into the void. If you have a question, you can come up here. We have a fancy little Q&A mic.
In terms of choosing like topics and characters and properties, how would you suggest we avoid barking up the wrong tree and starting a design that you wouldn't be able to use for rights reasons?
Yeah, so the easiest way to do that, of course, is if you're in our Discord, that's something you can always talk to us directly. We'll tell you what's within the realm of what's safe for us and what's in the realm that's not safe for us. I will always recommend, as I do to a lot of artists in our community, if you're kind of not sure what we're willing to do, we post about shirts every day, and that goes back years and years and years. Just follow us on socials and kind of look back at our history, see what kinds of things we do and don't print, and you'll pretty quickly get a good idea of like what we do and what we don't do and what we kind of explicitly avoid and stuff. But as Duffels also mentioned earlier too, the easiest ones too, of course, are any of the properties from the companies that we explicitly work with. And indie stuff is kind of also generally a little off the table for us, just because like if we're not working with them directly, it's kind of a little bit in poor taste to kind of just like bite that from those guys when they're already trying to work with companies like us. So those are the two big no-nos. But otherwise, just follow the precedent. Mr. Policeman, we gave you all the clues. Like, you can kind of piece it together, but never hurts to ask.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question.
Yeah, come on down.
It's Pepino. That's so good. Hello.
So you might have already answered this already. My friend was asking, so for submissions, is it like where you make a submission and and you guys accept the design specifically, or does it work like an application and you contact us, or you contact them if they want something specific, or is it a mix of both?
So submissions are entirely like people submit shirts to us. If you go to our website, click the little hamburger menu, there's a submission button there. Anyone can do that at any time. For dailies, those are always people sending things to us. The most we kind of maybe might get into a back and forth with folks is if someone submits a shirt and we see it and we like it, and let's say it's 80% of the way there, we might send a message right back to you saying like, hey, we really like this, but do you think maybe that text could be like angled by 30 degrees, or, well, this character's hand looks a little weird. If you fix that, you think it could, or, well, this person's face looks a little weird. Like, maybe can you make these adjustments, or can you work it down from 3 colors to 2? Just like, we might have a little bit of back and forth if like we feel like it's really close. We just need to see a few more adjustments. That's kind of like the most where we'll have specific directions for artists as they submit things, but it's always entirely you guys coming to us. The closest it gets to anything different than that is when we do a rally, when we're saying like, hey, we want shirts that are themed like snakes. We want shirts that are themed after Halloween. We want shirts that would be great for tank tops. That's when we give you guys a specific prompt, and those are like the guidelines for a tee we want to see. But even within those same guidelines, we love seeing people get creative and stuff, so it's not even like hard and fast. These are the rules of what we want to see you submit.
It just comes down to if you get your foot in the door, you will get some response.
You will always get a response no matter what.
Perfect. I had to make sure. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Ooh.
Any other thoughts or queries from the audience?
Excellent. That makes me feel like I'd said hopefully the right amount of information and not too much information. If anyone comes up with questions afterward, like I said,
Oh, wait.
Can you just repeat the Discord link again?
yes, and I will say it slightly slower now that I'm like becoming less panicked about having to do a panel. It is discord.gg/the Yetiverse, all one word.
Yeah, that's correct.
So feel free to either hop in the Discord. We'd be happy to answer your questions. I'll also be just kind of around. We're all at the booth for the event, so feel free to also just ask us. I like to think we're very cute and approachable, and we'd love to talk.
I would like to think so. Yeah, just
Yeah.
come on up, talk to us about shirts or pizzas, or I like to talk to people about Back to the Future. I have many theories about what Biff's doing the entire time. Maybe that should be the next panel. It's just me talking about Back to the Future, a thing I would absolutely just would do for an hour.
I would like to go. All right, then I think that wraps us up. Thank you guys again for being here with us. It was super fun. Bye, everybody.
I see you at the Yetee table. I'm waving at the folks at home. They need acknowledgement too. It's like Teletubbies. They need to know that like we know they're there and we care.